Welcome to Manna at the Tap, a podcast of Tapestry Ministries. Each episode reflects on a daily Bible reading from the Revised Common Lectionary. I'm Gloria, a fellow traveler on a spiritual journey with the Tapestry community. We refer to the daily Bible reading as our spiritual manna, nourishing our souls and fostering growth as we share insights and interpretations that enrich our spiritual lives. Thursday, March 13th, 2025, marks day 8th of our Lenten journey. The lectionary reading will recount the story of Abraham, the patriarch of the Jewish faith. He courageously left behind his birthplace, the great city of Ur in present-day Iraq, to follow the voice of the Lord who promised to grant him a new homeland for himself and his descendants. Although Abraham embarked on this journey, he and his wife Sarah have remained childless thus far. Abraham is called, and he follows the voice of the Lord. But, as is often the case in life, the journeys can sometimes be difficult, and difficulties did arise for Abraham. He lost his father and one of his brothers, and later he parted ways with his remaining brother. But he adopted his nephew, the son of his deceased brother, and then they continued on their journey. During a famine, Abraham worried about his family's survival, including his servants and livestock. He paused his journey in the Promised Land and traveled down to Egypt. The lectionary reading is Genesis chapter 13, verses 1 to 7, and the verses 14 to 18, which detailed Abraham's journey from Egypt back up to the Promised Land. He has now returned to familiar territory. This is the place where he first built an altar to the voice of the Lord, who had called him to leave his birthplace and embark on this journey. Abraham had named that place Bethel, meaning the house of God. Here, the voice of the Lord reaffirmed the promise of a homeland. Abraham and his adopted son returned from Egypt with considerable wealth. Shortly, though, a famine dispute arose between Abraham's herders and the herders of his adopted son, who raised concern that Abraham's herders were not leaving enough space for his livestock and that the community was also occupied by a couple of other people. Abraham faced a significant decision, and in a crucial moment, he let his adopted son choose. His adopted son chose the prime land, leaving Abraham without any land or resources. But Abraham willingly parted ways with his adopted son. After this, the voice of the Lord instructed Abraham to lift up his eyes and look to the north, to the south, to the east, and to the west. Explore the length and the breadth of the land that is before you, because I have given it to you. The voice of the Lord encouraged Abraham to let go of his adopted son and the losses that he had incurred. He was to rise and begin a new journey. Abraham traveled to a new location to settle, and in establishing his tents in the mountainous region of Hebron, he built an altar and worshiped the voice of the Lord. Abraham had resolved the conflict among the herders, and he found peace in the assurance that his future was secure because of the promises of the voice of the Lord. Well, there's more to the story of Abraham and his adopted son. The podcast will discuss this on Friday, March the 14th, 2025. And if you enjoy my storytelling, please like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel.